Greetings, folks, and welcome to today's show. Tullahoma is about to be in the process of having an election. This is and we're the only one in the county that is, as far as I know. We've got several offices that are up. The mayor is running, he's unopposed. The school board, 2 members are running, they're unopposed. The city judge is running, and he's unopposed. And we have 2 positions on the board of mayor and alderman, and those 2 positions have competition. So we're going to be talking to them in the next couple of shows. Today we have Jerry Mathis, whom most of you are familiar with, on the far left here, and Stephen Landers, who has decided to jump in the race. He wants to, as I say, there are 2 seats and we've got 4 candidates. So we have 1 incumbent and 3 new ones. And we'll have the other 2 candidates on the next show. Let me remind you folks that we do need to get out there and vote. Sometimes these off-year elections are a little bit slow, but we need you to show an interest and to speak out for what you want to see in the Tullahoma during the coming years. And we have about a little over 11,000 registered voters. If you're not registered, you have until July the 5th to do that. And then we'll have early voting about the middle of July. And the election itself is Thursday, August 3rd. So mark that on your calendar, and let's get out there, folks. So with that, let's take a short commercial break and we'll meet our candidates.
All I have to do is think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Tired of paying for monthly telephone service, expensive long-distance bills, and all those crazy taxes? Are you sick of spending money on telephone equipment, maintenance contracts, and service calls, all for a phone system that shackles you to 100-year-old technology and your desk? Stop it. It's time to ship your phone system to the cloud. What can the cloud do for you? Bring together remote offices, workers, and employees in the field. Make sure that you'll never miss calls by delivering them to multiple devices. Modernize faxing by allowing multiple faxes to be sent and received at once. And deliver to email. Get your voicemail messages instantly through email too. And take advantage of an endless supply of customizable features. Host My Calls can deliver the cloud. All of this technology with low upfront costs and not 1 penny in capital expense. It's time for a phone solution you'll truly love from Host My Calls. Call the number below.
We're talking today, folks, with 2 of the 4 candidates who are running for 2 seats on the Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Alderman. They are Stephen Landers, who is immediately on my left, and Jerry Mathis. Jerry is the incumbent. He's the only incumbent running. So we have 3 people vying for a seat, and including his, for that matter. So I want to thank both you lads for joining us. And Stephen, let's start with you. How about telling the folks how come you decided to run, and tell them about your background and qualifications and why you think it ought to be you.
Well, I decided to run because I felt like I want to make Tullahoma a better city. And when I had some other free time, I wanted to help to become an alderman and sort of start working with the city as a paid employee. And my qualifications, well, I lived here all my life. I know very rarely run into a stranger. I know a lot of people here. It's a great place to live. And I worked for 28 years, coached Little League Baseball and Babe Ruth. And I'm working at Ollie's right now, Bargain Center. And I lost my wife 2 years ago, so I'm trying to just stay busy and want to help the city grow to its full capacity.
Okay. You went through you've been here all your life, so you went through the Tullahoma school system?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then?
Back when my senior year, we won the baseball championship.
Won the baseball championship? Okay.
That was back in 1974.
Were you playing?
I went out, but I got cut. I guess I hadn't really started baseball. I wasn't in the Little League. I was in Boy Scouts, and I was Eagle Scout back then. One of the best troops around was Troop 303. And my father was a Scoutmaster, and the Persians were in it.
Yeah.
And they took turns being Scoutmasters.
Okay. All right, very good. Jerry, let's go to you. Same question. Why come you're running again? You haven't had enough punishment, and remind everybody you're pretty well known, but give everybody a little brief summary of your background. And
well, this was my last year at Tullahoma High School after 50 years. Not many. I know. I remember the first year I went to Tullahoma High School. Mr. Creed McClure was there, and I looked. He came in and he said, "Jerry," he said, "I want you to look at the paper." And I looked at Tullahoma News, and it said, "Teachers get a raise." It moved us up to 5,200. And you know how I related to that? I looked at it and I said, 52 weeks in a year, 5,200. That's $100 a week. I am loaded. So I thought I was loaded at the time, but I've been affiliated with Tullahoma High School. Been in the city of Tullahoma's educational system for 50 plus years. I was a coach, and by the way, Steve didn't have to bring up he got cut because I happened to be the coach at that time, and the baseball in '74. So, but I've known Steve for a long time, and he's a great guy. I just feel like that Tullahoma has a long way that it can go. Well, I think we've made some progress in the last 12 years that I've been alderman, not necessarily because of myself, but because we've got a great board. And we get along really well, and I think there's some issues that we need to address, and I think some of those might be retail. I know a lot of the ladies say we need places we can buy certain things. What we have now is good. Don't get me wrong. Everything we have right now is good. I think we can progress more. There's some things really on the horizon for us right now, and I just like to be a part of it because I feel like that as long as you have a group that can get along really well, you're gonna be able to progress, and that's what I want to do.
Okay. And you have been on 12 years now? 12
years I've been on the board, and I've been an alderman, and I've been with Lane Curley and that group the whole time. We've had a few changes, and but as far as alderman, but I've enjoyed every minute of it. If I got to the point I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. But people say, "What are you going to do about your telephone?" You'd be surprised. You don't get that many. You get a few every once in a while, but it's rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Well, let's talk a little bit about what you'd like to see happen in Tullahoma that isn't happening now. You want to see something improved in particular, or changed, or eliminated, or something. Stephen, let's come back to you.
I think we need to improve on cleaning up the city.
Cleaning it up?
I don't know.
What do you mean by cleaning it up? Is it just sweeping the streets, or?
I think it's sweeping the streets and sort of pick up the trash. And I don't know, some places, and I know we have golf cart that goes around and picks up the trash. I did when he bought golf carts to go around and pick up some trash. And then, like you said, we need I think we need more restaurants. So some of the restaurants that we have some buildings that are occupied, and that will help people to come in. And I think when some of the younger people, they're not coming to our city. We need we need to get them to come to our city. Well, we mostly have older people here, but we need younger people to come.
Younger people, yeah. But
they need to have jobs too.
Well, yeah, okay. Where are the jobs?
Well, if we had restaurants, we'd had some people that have jobs.
Well, yeah.
And then
those are not the high-paying jobs.
No, that's not. But so like I know AEDC has engineers. We're mostly a lot of the engineers are around here, and we could sort of get them to come from the universities, come here and raise a family.
Yep. They getting the engineers. Of course, the AEDC is principally the reason Tullahoma is what it is today in terms of population. But you're right, our population is aging, like several of us. Seems to be unavoidable, and so we do need to get the youngsters in here. I was a little bit surprised the last time they had a little hiring of engineers out at the center. I don't think we got very many of them here. If they're single, they either go, I understand they were to Manchester or Murfreesboro. And Manchester because it was close to Murfreesboro, so when they had some time off, they had something to do with it. So that seems to be a little bit of a problem.
Well, my mom and dad came from Boston, and my father was an engineer.
Came from Boston?
Boston, Massachusetts. I was born in Sewanee, Tennessee. But my father worked at AEDC for 35 years.
Ah.
So he was an electrical engineer. Came from Tufts.
Electrical engineering.
That's right.
Yeah, very good. Okay. All right. Jerry, same question. What is it you'd like to see improved, changed, eliminated? You've been there, so you ought to know what's on the table, I guess. Or
well, you know, some of it, I think the first thing not necessarily the first, but some things we need to get done is we need to start looking and trying to get some industry in here. If we possibly can, we need to find some that is very productive and be good for our city. That way you're going to have and you're going to get and obtain some people with jobs that we need to have. And then it's probably going to filter on down to you young people. I think another thing we need, which we did this last board meeting, we initiated a $5 million plan, and we're going to double how much money we put into our streets. We're going to try to put new sidewalks in, and sidewalks are very, very popular here. And I'm going to put more money into the streets to try to get that done. And what Steve said as far, we do have a committee now, and they are looking at homes and places like that are not being very attractive, and we're taking those and trying to eliminate that in all ways we possibly can. And in fact, they have to go before the judge now and get that done, because it's something that we're going to have. I think Tullahoma is on the move. I think it's on the move.
Are you talking about having people keep their place up?
Keep their place up and not let it be junk. Yeah, I've been driving around and I've looked at a lot of these places, and I get a call every once in a while. I said, would you just drive by and look? And they're right. It makes a big difference. Cars parked everywhere, just abandoned cars in their yard and everything. And you know, it may not bother those individuals, but it bothers the people around them. And I think we've initiated that, and that's done. Another thing I think we did, I initiated this one. Our employees in Tullahoma, to keep them happy there for a while, for the last 20 years, if you came in here and you were a city employee and you had 20 years experience, you made the same thing as a man that came in with 1 year experience. And that wasn't good. And so we initiated a tier method and an incentive method that now, and it went back and made it retroactive, and those people been here for a while, they're going to get paid more now. And it makes them take a lot of pride. When you have a lot of pride in something, you're going to do a good job with it.
Hey,
this city's on the way
based
up.
on their experience.
Exactly, and it has to be done, and we passed that, and so it's a good thing. Tullahoma's on the move. We're going to get there.
Where is your sidewalk issue? Does it have a concentration where they plan to put them? Anywhere in particular?
Not anywhere in particular, wherever they're needed. I know you got a lot of places you'll have sidewalk. It'll start one place and end, but in between there's not any. And so you're walking out the street, and we're going to try to fill those in, and those places that actually need sidewalks, some of these communities and things, we're going to put them in, and it's on the move.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, folks, we need to take a short commercial break, and we'll come back and talk some more.
Keith Barnett here with the Russell Barnett Automotive family. Over 75% of car shoppers today use the internet to search for their new or pre-owned vehicle. That's why the russellbarnett.com website is so versatile, where you can check it anytime, all the time, online. You can search through our new and pre-owned inventory by make, model, mileage, or price. We can value your trade-in and get you pre-approved for financing before you even walk in the door. So check out russellbarnett.com, and remember, why buy anywhere else?
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades, and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
We're back, folks, and we're talking today with two of the candidates for the Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Alderman. And we're down to the point of getting them to tell us what they'd like to see improved in Tullahoma, or changed, or done away with, or what. And Jared just mentioned that they've got a $5 million project for sidewalks, and we were kind of talking about where those are going to go. And Jared, let's review that again. It sounds like you don't have a particular area that you're looking at. Is it going to be a survey of some kind?
Sure. It'll be a survey, and that $5 million is not just for sidewalks. That $5 million is for street repair, a new police station, a new animal shelter, and then sidewalks. That's what the $5 million is.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
A lot of stuff in there, and things, for example, the police have been in that building up there for, 30, 40 years, and it's not really spacious enough for them to stay, so it would probably move down the hill. That little property on the right, I think, has been donated, and they will have their own...
Down the hill on Grundy from where they are?
On the right, down there, right there. And then the animal shelter, we've got a great animal shelter. And as far as euthanizing animals, they do not do that. They gave away like 500 or 600 dogs last year and found homes for them. So that's what the $5 million's for. That was the mayor's idea, that there's some things need to be improved, and so let's improve it. Streets being one of them. We doubled what we're putting into streets. We put in $250,000 now a year. Now we're putting in $500,000.
Is that, are you looking at street maintenance, or are there some new streets?
There got to be some new streets. There's going to be some maintenance as well, but most of it's going to be some new streets that got to be upgraded. And you know, you'll drive down some, they're in great shape. You drive down some and not so great.
Yeah, yes.
You know.
Yeah, most of us are familiar with that.
Yeah. So that's something we need to do.
I live on one of those streets, you know. Mine's kind of narrow and got ditches on both sides, so it's a challenge. Okay. Well, Steve, you got any? We've had any thoughts while this conversation is going on? Anything you in particular?
I do agree we need more sidewalks in the city.
Okay. And we're looking at those places, folks, where, and sometimes you have a piece of sidewalk in, and then on both ends of it is grass. Didn't get finished, so there'd be a lot of filling in could be done, I guess. All right. Well, that's roads, infrastructure. Any other infrastructure that we need to be paying more attention to? How do you, let me ask you too, how you feel about the appearance of Tullahoma and the entrance coming into town from Manchester, for example. What do you see if you're a stranger coming to town from Manchester? What do you see as you're arriving into Tullahoma?
Well, coming from
Anything
Manchester,
out there excite you?
Coming from Manchester probably needs to be upgraded some. Probably not as attractive as the one coming from Winchester. As you come in, and especially when you're going up Jackson Street, that is very attractive. Older homes and things like that. What can be done, we never know. I think coming into Manchester, it is clean, and I think they've maintained it well. I know coming from Shelbyville's not bad. Coming from Lynchburg's not bad. It looks at it. So overall, I would say things have been done. There have been some trees planted, and the tree board's done an outstanding job trying to implement that. And so I think it's Manchester is the only one that I see that probably could be a little upgraded and make it look a little better.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go back. How you happy with the way the education system is going? We've been touting our school system for a long time. Are we still doing okay there?
Yeah, it seems to be doing well. Educational systems are strong. It's recognized throughout the state of Tennessee, and you can go anywhere and people will talk about Tullahoma and they know about the school system. And one thing they really know about our school system is our math program, because they always, out of 20, they get 15 or 16 of the top kids in the state. Math program. But overall, we have great teachers.
We have a math teacher running for the Board of Aldermen.
Yeah, Robin Dunn. Yeah. I know Robin well. Great young lady. Very personable, very willing in what she wants to do. And but our school system seems to be going well right now.
Yeah. I noticed the other day that one of the teachers out at West Middle is up for a Teacher of the Year award. She's running in the statewide contest for that. Okay, Stephen, how about you? You happy with the school system as it is, or any?
Yes, my Dr. Lawson, he's doing a good job, and a lot of teachers. We have some older teachers, but they have been teaching for a while, and they seem to enjoy it. I'm glad they enjoy it, and then they go from one school to another, and we have upgraded the school system, and then we had some overturned a couple years ago, and some of them retired, and then some are still around.
We're in the age where they're going to retire, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay. Well, with that, I think, folks, we're going to have to take a short commercial break and wrap up.
Buying a vehicle can be hard. It's even harder if you have poor credit health. But let the team here with Dr. Credit at Russell Barnett Kia help you. With our guaranteed credit approval process, we can help you find your next vehicle. But don't just take that from me. Here's a few of our customers and what they had to say.
They said they could approve us, and then the next thing was how much monthly. I thought it was going to be way too much. And sure enough, he did it what we asked for, what we needed it to be. He did it within. He will help you out.
Schedule your appointment with Dr. Credit at Russell Barnett Kia so you can drive away happy.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
We've been talking today about the upcoming election in Tullahoma, folks, and today our discussion has been with 2 of the 4 candidates for the Board of Mayor and Alderman, 4 candidates for 2 seats. 2 of them we've had on today, Steve Landers and Jerry Mathis. Jerry is an incumbent. He's the only incumbent running again. And so we've had those 2 on today, and the next show we'll have the other 2, so that you'll get to meet all 4 of the candidates for the Board of Mayor and Alderman. All the rest of the seats are unopposed. The school board, no competition. The mayor, no competition. The mayor has, how long has he been here, Steve? He's been mayor for 20 years, hasn't he? Or
He has.
Yeah, so pretty incredible. City judge, no competition. Remind you also that you have until July the 5th to register. Early voting will start on July the 14th, I believe, and go until the 29th. And we're looking forward to the election on Thursday, August the 3rd. So meanwhile, I want to thank both of these gentlemen for taking time to join us and share their views with the voters. And we will thank you folks also for inviting us in your parlor today, and we will see you next time.